Shonen Jump's future is actually seemingly steering away, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. It looks like they're not really all that enthusiastic about battle series, dog, and there's gonna be a drought. I'm telling you right now, in terms of battle series, the drought is coming. The drought is coming where you're gonna have to hold on to what is really going on right now in terms of in Shonen Jump. Like the next generation is already gearing up. Like the Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man era is kind of dialing back a little bit. We're heading into now the anime adaptations of like Undead Unluck and Martial, and those are little by little leading into the next gen. And then after Undead Unluck and the Martial Magic and Muscles anime adaptations, it's going to start going into a different direction of straight up more along the lines of like Spy Family, where you're going to have like the blue boxes and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, depending on how it's played out, I'm not sure if that would be necessarily a bad thing. And I know a lot of people are like, Fanev, you the action guy, the guy that talked about Naruto from 2010 and Budichi and One Piece, you yeah, man, maybe battle series actually need to be moving aside a little bit. Maybe great storytelling doesn't necessarily have to equate with in terms of the way it's done, but not to say that battle series is going to be completely gone, and not to say that action isn't sometimes a necessary force to get where you're trying to go with your message. By no means. At the end of the day, it is what it is. In order for something to be built, something has to be destroyed. Something to be built, whatever is in its place has to be destroyed. So let's be very clear. I'm not saying that battle series needs to go, but in terms of like a lot of the stuff of, yo, dog, we're getting into really dark territories, dog. The Demon Slayer era ushered in the Jujutsu Kaisens and Chainsaw Mans. And realistically, as much as I amped up Chainsaw Man, as much as I was like, I love it, for the way I could relate to certain aspects of the story of like, yo, dog, being broken, trying to come up and all of that stuff, you know, it's very relatable. It's damn near like juicy to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the Biggie joint. You know, Rags to Riches story. Everybody loves a Rags to Riches story, right? But realistically, dog, we're cheering devils and we're cheering demonic stuff. Like we're cheering for some stuff that, I mean, yo, it's kind of wild. And I get it. You're like, yo, it's literature, dog. It's just comics or whatever. But oftentimes this is representations of things in real life in subtle manners. Oftentimes, and if you believe in manifestation, there's a lot of bad manifesting when you're like, yes, I love this devil and I love that. Like, what are you saying? You know what I'm saying? So if you believe in manifestation, then definitely you got to look at it like, whoa. But on another note, it's just like the concept of, you know, life imitating art and art imitating life, back and forth or whatnot. That's another idea. Again, it depends on how far as well you're, like, if you're somebody that, yo, you just, all you read is One Piece One Piece, it goes on break quite often, but if all you read is One Piece and stuff like that, and you're just looking at it from a very far angle, maybe things is a little bit different. The closer you get into the anime and manga world, mind you, there's nobody pretty much damn near online that you can find that can give you this perspective other than me. I'm one of the very few that could give you this perspective of like, yo, dog, the closer you get into this thing, the more it's going to affect you in different ways. The more you're going to be like, because you're entrenched in these stories and you're inspired by these stories. So when these stories go left, oftentimes it can make you go left in certain small things that you don't even notice. You don't even realize that you're maybe having a bad day, or you feel like you're having a bad day because X, Y, and Z happened in these fictional stories, but you're so engulfed in them and you love them so much and you care about these imaginary characters so much that it's like maneuvering and drifting you away. It's kind of crazy to think, you know. That's a lot of power that this medium has. And by no means am I like one of those people that is going to come and say, hey, take away the anime and video games, it's destroying the youth. I think there's a lot more facets to it than just simply like, yo, dog, this is having that effect. You know what I'm saying? But it's still, there's something to it. Like I've seen it so much lately, like even when a series that is like battle oriented and action heavy, when it doesn't deliver on the violence, which don't get me wrong, we go into it, yeah, we want to see, you know what I'm saying, the Goku and Vegeta throwing punches. I'm not here to try to be like, yo, dog, you know, I don't want to see none of that. Yeah, Goku and Vegeta throwing punches is wild, but I also want to see the stuff that is like, well, look at Vegeta being a grown man and taking care of his family and putting his family before him. Like, yo, it's so, now that I think about it, it's so backwards, bro. Everybody hates Vegeta for being a good man and being a good father. Everybody's like, oh, he would dance and get out of character to save his family in this place that he calls home now. He's horrible. They ruined Vegeta. Because he's showing people how to put your family first, because he's no longer being selfish. He's a bad character now. Why are we even thinking that way? But we're gonna look at Goku that is gonna put the weight of the world. Now, granted, obviously the Zeno thing turned out for the betterment. He didn't know at the time what was going on. He put the fate of the universe at stake because he's like, yo, dog, I want to throw some hands. And we're gonna say, I love him. That's my guy. Vegeta, you a good father? Yo, if they don't get Vegeta out of here with that good father stuff, get him out. Get him out. I can't be alone in this one, right? Does that mean you don't watch To Your Eternity anymore? Despite the tragic stuff, it's still life-changing for me to cherish my loved ones more. I like that. I like that idea, okay? Because there are everything isn't completely, end all be all in terms of, yeah, you can definitely get something out of that. But remember also that you're going to have to cry a lot to get to that point to cherish them. So just always keep that in mind absolutely. There's certain circumstances, certain series, certain thematically sad type of things that it will make you appreciate your family. Absolutely. Because I'm not trying to say, yo, let's bombard ourselves away. Let's put a hold on watching anything that is violent. No. Because they could give you also different perspectives. They could make you look at things from a certain way and be like, damn, dog, I want to go hug my mom right now. I want to go hug my daughter right now. I want to go hug my family right now. I want to be with my family. So I could completely understand that aspect. But oftentimes, a lot of people, let's keep it real, we're not going into it for that. We're not with that mindset. You're one of the first people you're one of the reasons why I even read that comment, because I was like, oh, that's a really nice perspective. Because sure, there's some people out there, but a lot of people, they're just going into it looking for something good, and they're leaving with their heart broken. And I've seen it going back to 2010, slice of life anime. People be with the slice of life anime, and they will be like, wow, I wish my life was like that. My life sucks. My life is terrible. I ain't going out with all my friends and doing these amazing things. I'm not having, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at that as well, because they're not realizing that, they are putting in every person's wildest idea of what their life could be like. And you're going to make the comparisons, and a lot of times I've talked to a lot of people, whether it be people, just in general that were anime fans, people in the industry or whatever. It makes them look at like, damn, my life ain't all that hot, huh? My life ain't all that great. When you watch these slice of life anime that make you look at the idealistic version of what your life you wish was like. A lot of times fans don't even really be knowing what we want, and then when we don't get what we want, that we didn't know we didn't want, we get upset because we wanted what we didn't know we didn't want. Ugh. Like the whole thing where everybody was calling Yami is a Itachi ripoff, and then a couple chapters later it's like revealed, oh, he's not an Itachi ripoff. But yeah, it's almost as if like people want to harp on a series for lack of originality, quote unquote, but then when it actually steps out of that, then people are quiet and they're not going to give it the praise. It's as if, like, again, I don't really like that. It feels as though we really have to be stuck to this formula. It's like there's no breaking out. Like, for example, the whole idea that the bad guy never wins in the end of any story ever. Like, and if it does happen, it's the most radical thing. Oh my God, the bad guy won, what? And it oftentimes, and especially in mainstream literature, everything is always like, the bad guy never wins. And oftentimes the bad guy usually has his own perspective where you look at it like, oh, he actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, Madara, and I know cheap for Nev, you always go for Madara. I know, but he was trying to do some stuff. Obviously, in retrospect, yeah, he was kind of wrong. Like, dog, he was trying to make everybody have an illusion, but his heart was somewhat in the right place. But I say all that to say that why couldn't he have come to that realization and still won in the end? You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's Naruto, but that's another structure. Why, just because it's Naruto, does it have to be like that? Why are we stuck in the idea that because it's Naruto, it automatically has to be, everything goes X, Y, and Z, and it all has to focus back on that? I mean, look at Boruto half the time. I mean, we're in the Sasuke Retsuden arc right now. That got nothing to do with Boruto to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's called Naruto, so what? So what? If it's called Forneworld right now, and at the end of the day, an extension of something that you guys already know or whatnot about me or a person that rocks me or whatever is on here, if that dude is dope or whatever, so what? it's still Forneworld because it's still a byproduct of it. You know what I'm saying? Why does it always have to be that we kind of get stuck again in this idea that we have to go a certain path? We cannot break out of it.
I have a dream, alone in my room as I sit with the tea. Couldn't possibly think what I often see, and you don't even know how I often blink. Lights be flashing and looking at me, such an odd unique, yet I'm so unique and you're looking at me. If the walls could talk, they would probably repeat, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.